pay attention to uranium stocks. There's a setup forming that could signal a big time up move in uranium stocks in the coming weeks and months. So in today's video, we're going to look at the charts. We're going to look at the URA that you see here. We're going to look at energy fuels. We're going to look at Cameco. We're going to look at UEC. We're going to look at one of my secret favorites for swing trade in the uranium sector that is on pretty much nobody's radar yet. Wait till the signal triggers. We're going to look at the uranium price. What are the factors that are moving the uranium stocks right now? Big story if you're interested in uranium stocks or you're invested in uranium stocks. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day. My name is Daniel Wilhelmi. Let's jump right into it. What you see here is the URA. That's the big ETF for the uranium miners. This is important not only because this is the most popular ETF where the money flows into in the uranium sector, it is also the benchmark for the sentiment in the uranium sector, and if it triggers buy signals, generating the alerts for the mainstream investors to jump in on uranium. And as you can see, man, this looks outstanding. Nobody's talking about this yet, but look at this. Bottoming formation, this bullish consolidation that has been going on since October. So for about 7 months now, the URA has consolidated the rally, the massive rally that we saw in uranium stocks since the April lows of 2025. So we have this massive up move where basically the URA, an ETF, the URA tripled in half a year. Now that needed to be digested. That's completely healthy. That's what we did in the past 7 months. But look at this setup. Look at this setup. This cup and handle. This is the resistance zone. If you followed this channel for a while, you know this is one of our favorite patterns to trade in the commodity supercycle. And if you missed past videos where we used this exact formation to make a ton of money in the mining stocks, in uranium stocks, in energy stocks most recently, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of these videos. This is as good a consolidation, a bullish consolidation as you can get. This is textbook. You can see the second low is already higher than the first low. We are making short term, we're making new highs, we're making higher lows, we're making higher highs. Let me draw this in for you here. You can see the medium term downtrend already broken in the URA. Ladies and gentlemen, this ETF is ready to party. Like it's the fashion week in Milano. Yeah, I just watched The Devil Wears Prada 2. Entertaining movie. If we break above this resistance zone, uranium stock's gonna run. Because the alerts of the general investor who's not focused primarily on the commodity sector or uranium stocks, those alerts gonna go off. Because except for the fake breakout, which happened in February, end of January, uranium stocks have done nothing in the past 7 months. But as you can see, overall, it looks great. We're above the 200. We tested it successfully in March. We're above the 50-day. What more do you want? This looks great. Think back to the charts that I showed you on some of the silver miners or the gold miners in the past weeks. They don't look nearly as good as the uranium stocks right now. Now, I believe we're going to get monster rallies in silver and gold miners in the future. So any short-term weakness, you know the drill. If you followed the videos, that's your buying opportunity. But right now, uranium stocks look outstanding. So what are the reasons for this? Well, there are really two factors besides the improving technical situation in the uranium stocks and the URA, which again, buy signal has not triggered. But this is what we do here at Hot Trades of the Day. We want to see the formations in the charts before they complete, so we can be ready. We can get in early. The first thing is, last week was the big week for the Mag 7 stocks and a lot of the hardware stocks. And the AI spend is astronomical. Right now, the number that big tech is planning to spend on building out AI data centers is $700 billion. That's insane. Now, that leads obviously to investors saying, well, if they build this out, where does the energy come from? Now, it's not going to come from the SMRs yet, right? It's not all going to come from uranium yet. It's going to be a mix, we know this. But uranium is going to play a crucial role in the energy supply of the AI data centers. And again, this narrative is starting to catch on again. This is what I said in this weekend's video. It's not only fundamental facts. It is fundamental facts and the narrative around them that move a sector, that move a stock, short-term, long-term. We know the long-term fundamentals for uranium are extremely bullish, especially for Made in America uranium projects. But that narrative is not interesting for the market. The AI data center narrative, that is the one that has been moving uranium stocks in the past 3-4 years. And this is starting to heat back up again. The second factor that people will then start to look at and go like, whoa, I need to be in uranium stocks. What's going on here? Is the uranium price. So let me show you the spot price and the long-term uranium price. So here's the spot price of uranium courtesy of Cameco. And as you can see, we start right to left. We are clearly seeing that the uranium price is establishing itself since last fall above $80 a pound. Look at the first 4 quarters 2026 and then compare these prices to the first 4 quarters of 2025. They're about 30 to 40% higher. Now, this is going to be really positive for the uranium producers. Now, some of the contracts obviously have written in prices, fixed prices, but some of it is flexible. Some of the new ones adjust to these prices, long-term prices. We're going to get to those in a second. The higher prices are coming. Now, this week, starting today, is the big week for the uranium miners in this earnings season. Today, we're going to get Next Gen Energy and we're going to get UR Energy, which is a junior producer in the US. On Tuesday, tomorrow, is the big one, Cameco. On Wednesday, we got Energy Fuels, fan favorite of the uranium investors, and ISO Energy, which is an explorer in US and Australia. So, especially Cameco. If Cameco delivers and shows we are making more money with these rising uranium prices, then the Hollywood spotlight is going to turn on the uranium sector in a quick, big way. But overall, for us, we clearly see uranium prices are increasing. The thesis that has been in place Just take a look at the first 4 months 2026 on the right and the first 4 months in 2022, which is not that long ago. You see a significant up move in prices, almost doubled. Now let's look at the long-term prices, which obviously are more important for the contracts. They look just as great. As a matter of fact, and this is the interesting part, they look even better. The long-term prices for long-term contracts are higher. They are establishing themselves above $90 a pound already. So clearly the bull thesis is playing out now. And if these new price points hold, it will, without a doubt, lead to better earnings of the uranium producers and, what we like, bringing the spotlight back to the uranium miners. And I've told you before, we have two levels in the spot price. Let me get back to the spot price for you for a second. And if you missed those videos, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of these videos. We have 2 price points in the spot price. That's why the spot price is important, that the market pays attention to. That's $80, and we're above this now. And the second one is $100. We go over $100 in spot in uranium, that's when you start to see uranium being talked about on CNBC and the mainstream media. And that is when the generalists will start to flood into the uranium mining sector again, because remember, you cannot really invest in uranium. There's some indirect ways, Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, for example, Yellow Cake in the UK that you can use, but mostly the uranium market is played through the mining stocks. So let's talk about the mining stocks and let's get into them and look at some of the charts. And we're obviously going to start with the big kahuna, and that's Cameco. And I don't know what to tell you. It looks great. It looks ready to party. Consolidation in place for the past month, basically since mid-January. Uptrend intact, above the 200, above the 50. Successfully tested the 50, bounced off it. Doesn't get any better than that. We break through this yellow resistance zone and confirm party is on with Cameco. Now, really interesting as well are 2 fan favorites. That is Uranium Energy, UEC. As you can see, same thing. Downtrend starting in 2026. Broken, check. 200 tested, beautiful. So there's no overheated scenario like we had in the beginning of January where the stock price was far, far away from the 200. No, we tested it twice, actually 3 times in March and April, all of them successful. Technically, this is as good as it gets. We're above the 50 again. You see the uptrend intact, great. We break through this yellow resistance zone, which we doinked off in April 3 times. So we break through there. It's party time for UEC. Energy Fuels, fan favorite. Same thing. Look at this. Above the 200, above the 50, uptrend intact, downtrend broken. This is our scenario. This is what we found really works in this commodity super cycle. Again, hasn't triggered yet. And I also want to point out and be very fair that I turned bullish on uranium, I want to say a month and a half ago. And I was too early on that, right? So if you want to be more on the safer side, wait for the trigger, but then you want to be fast. And that's why we do these videos ahead of the breakouts, not when the breakouts are already happening. We know how fast the uranium miners move. You want to be prepared for this. That's the advantage of watching this channel for you. And again, if you missed videos in the past, hit the subscribe button. Same setup. We go through the yellow resistance zone, party time. Now, let me show you a uranium producer. Again, we're only talking about the producers. Those are going to be most interesting because the explorers gonna go once the party is really cooking in with the uranium miners. But first, the uranium producers, who again are reporting this week, that's going to be the interesting one. And really, really interesting is Uralenergy, which is a small producer. They're ramping up their production. We got the same type of setup over the 200, over the 50. Nice, nice. Downtrend's broken. Let me draw this in here for you. Here we go. As you can see, downtrend broken very recently. This is a lagger. Not that many people know about it. Small market cap. Well, they're close to $1 billion now, so you can't really say that's a small market cap anymore. But compared to Cameco or Energy Fuels, it's a smaller one. And you can see it already wants to break out. It's been fighting with this yellow resistance zone, and we're really, really close to break out above the crucial resistance zone. So pay attention to the uranium miners. Have your orders ready if this is a sector that you want to invest in. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. I just look cool in the vest. But there's something cooking. Uranium stocks could be ready to glow in the dark again. That's it for today. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.